damages and loss are hard to forget. This fall marks 7 years since a raging firestorm just swept through wine country. Thousands of people had to flee their homes at a moment's notice. In the town of Glen Ellen in Sonoma County, some residents only had one way out. It was a narrow bridge, which the county recently shut down. As John Ramos shows us, neighbors are now anxious about how they'll get out during the next big emergency.
In 2017, this neighborhood in the town of Glen Ellen was devastated by the Nuns fire. All but a handful of homes burned to the ground. But all of the neighbors on this street were able to escape using a one-lane bridge. Well, now Sonoma County has closed that bridge, and they say they're doing it in the name of public safety. In October of 2017, the Nuns fire roared through the Sonoma County town of Glen Ellen. It was something the people living on O'Donnell Lane could not have imagined.
I mean, this was a wall of flames that neighbors had to drive through. We were rushing as the fire was coming down this hill to engulf the end of the lane to get off the lane as quickly as possible.
Nathan Oliver's home was one of only 7 that were saved that day, all because a local fireman knew a back way into the neighborhood, which is now closed. In the rush to evacuate, Henno Road was gridlocked, but no one died in the fire because all of the neighbors were able to escape over this one-lane bridge at the end of O'Donnell Lane. But this is what the bridge looks like now.
Our 31 homes, over 60 neighbors, are not able to use this egress off O'Donnell Lane due to what we feel is county bureaucracy.
In December, a car crashed into the bridge, cracking a 3-foot section of the concrete sidewall. County inspectors decided that it could be a hazard if someone should hit it again, so they closed off the bridge with road closed signs. But the neighborhood objected.
It seems crazy because it really wasn't a hazard to be on the bridge. It was only a hazard if a car struck the bridge again and it went over.
They held a meeting and complained to the county about the loss of the bridge.
And after that community meeting, a couple weeks later, these K-rails were dropped on the bridge, which now there's no way for us to egress or ingress during emergency.
No one from the county would go on camera today, but by phone, Janice Thompson, Deputy Director of Engineering and Maintenance, said the barriers would remain until they could install removable bollards that could only be unlocked by the fire department. But the homeowners who had to flee the flames that night don't think they should have to wait for firemen to show up before they can get out.
When you've lived through an entire lane burning down and rushing away, fearing for your life, that's what this is. This is traumatizing to everybody.
The neighbors have asked if some kind of breakthrough barrier could be devised that would allow exit in an emergency. But right now, the county doesn't seem interested. They say they don't have the money to fix the bridge and that they must consider the risk to public safety of someone, someday, hitting the bridge sidewall again. The neighbors feel there is an even greater threat that is being ignored.
The decision to close the bridge was the result of a county inspection in January, but since then there has been no effort to find out what it may cost to fix the damage. The neighbors say they would be willing to pay for a study.